Hey guys, so before starting the video, I do want to give a quick disclaimer. Everything shown in this video is for educational purposes only and should not be taken as advice on how to invest your capital. Always speak with a professional financial planner or advisor before making any investment decisions. This is only for educational purposes only. Thank you. Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's weekend market breakdown. We're gonna go over a lot of the pairs that we've been looking at. So starting off with the AUDCAD, we can kind of see the same thing from last week. We see the flow of the direction in the market right now. Impulse continuation, same thing here, and we're just waiting on something in this area. So for this area, on this structure, I'm mainly focusing on the last leg. If we were to profit 111 pips, we can kind of see this is a good middle section. We can kind of see a good quick to the downside, and then for the last leg, we're looking for a correction, and that's going to be the strategy in this case. The first middle section leg quick to the downside, and then to the upside we want to see a corrective leg. So we will be watching that to see whether or not it will create this kind of structure for us to take a sell. And usually in this case I will give it about 25 pips for an SL, and then we can kind of see 1-to-4 ratio. So same thing in here. AUD Swiss, we want to see. I don't really like this pair, honestly. I'd rather just keep it as a test pair, but we do kind of see to the downside. It's the same flow of the market. So moving on, but keeping AUD Swiss, it's more for a back test. I want to test enough for me to be comfortable to enter. AUD JPY. AUDJPY. So right now we can kind of see like almost 3 bottoms. It's mainly what we're going to see on this area value, what kind of structure it creates. But it's the same thing. So after seeing 3 of these, we can kind of see the flow of the direction of the market for AUD pairs is to the downside. Moving on. But the strategy for this is to see what is on the double bottom. Okay, what's on the double bottom? What kind of structure it creates for us to enter and execute? AUD NCD, kind of the same thing. So you can kind of get a strategy. On the bigger picture 4-hour chart, we can kind of see a huge correction, right? So we can kind of see this momentum to the downside. We know it's gonna go all the way bare minimum to where the correction started, but overall, I want to see if it creates something like this. 1, 2, 3 touch, and for me to take a sell, probably most likely take to the bottom area, about 30, give it about 30 pips SL. So that's pretty beautiful right there. Kind of see almost 1-to-11 ratio, almost 1-to-12. So we'll keep an eye out on that. That's really good. For this pair right here, I know it's 80 pips, maybe it may be good. So first analyzation, I like quick to the downside. Let's see what happens to the third touch here. Let's see if it will go all the way down. But let's overall 1-hour chart, we can kind of see the flow, the direction of the market. If we read the directions, just as important, again, just as important as the entry position. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. 80 pips is a quick one. I do like that. CAD Swiss, last week we did predict that it was going to come to the downside. We just don't know when it's going to drop. These are the structures that we usually read. And you can go back to the videos and then see that what we called out, right? We just don't know how to enter these. In all scenario, it could have gone to the upside. It's just that the logical sense, if I were to guess, if you ask me, if you put my life on the line, if I were to guess where the direction the market is going, I'm picking to the downside from the proof and evidence that I have gathered. CAD Swiss drop, that's a nice drop. CAD JPY, let's see if there's any commitment. We do see one commitment here, right? One drop, but that doesn't prove anything. Second drop, let's see if it creates more momentum to go to the downside. We weren't able to catch this. It didn't go all the way up, but we did catch the first one, so 1 to 4. So let's say we took this trade, right? That's 4% right there, and then we took this trade, but it ended up in failure. We still up 3%. So anyways, let's see if there's any commitments on CAD JPY. So Euro AUD, I did call this one out, but I did have them close it before entry. That's one of the things about trading, is that when you're taking a lot of L's, you kind of start not believing yourself because the amount of L's that you've been taking. And in this case, the reason I call it off was because if we go back and replay this, let's do a replay, right? And then let's do play. Replay this. Right here in this area, it was too impulsive for me to be comfortable for people to enter. So then that's the reason I called it off, because what's going on right now is we don't want to see. I did like this though. I did like this area quick to the downside. Maybe I should have read it a little bit better. But I do like the quick to the downside. This structure right here, and plus it's an 88 pip, so 80 to 90 pips. I would like to ignore this last leg for it to be impulsive, but next time we'll keep it in. It was a quick 3%, so that was very disappointed in myself. Let's see this one, CAD, EURCAD. The strategy for this week would be, so overall we can kind of see the flow direction that EURCAD is flowing in. This leg is to the upside, so we can kind of see starting phase 1, commitment, and then this is where I can say I can fully trust the direction of the market. And you can kind of see on a bigger scale, it is going to the upside, so we'll wait on that. All right, the executions, whatever it's shown here. So Euro Swiss, I don't like the Swiss pairs. Maybe I would just delete all the Swiss pairs overall, just to not look at it, because I don't like Swiss pairs. Swiss pairs are weird to me. Okay, so Euro JPY, let's analyze this, right? The reason, so Euro JPY, we do see commitment. The reason I did not like this was I do like this, right? We can kind of see the first correction brings it downside. Second one brings it down. That shows commitment here. This one right here. And then now it's another correction. So most likely it's going to go to the downside, upside in this case. But the reason I don't like this pair is because it can form something else. Of how fast it just drops here, I don't feel comfortable with that. So overall, if I were to delete everything, right, remove all of this, you can kind of see the quick drop. So we always have to be able to read the market, not just be obsessed with getting in. The quick drop here just makes me uncomfortable and uneasy, and if it creates a correction, I can highly bet that this is coming down instead of up. So, but we'll monitor that. It's not something that I'd be comfortable in entering. So we'll keep a monitor on that and just kind of see where it's going. So then that way, in the future, we can be comfortable in entering certain areas. So let's just keep an eye on that. I'm not entering it. Just as addicting as that is, attractive as it is, 1-to-6 ratio, I'm gonna stay out of it. I don't want to. You don't want to break your own rules in this case. So the quickness of that last leg just makes me uncomfortable. So I will stay out of it, but monitor instead. Euro GBP, we're kind of in a no man's zone here. It kind of doesn't know where it's going. But let's say Euro GBP has a quick drop here, right? First correction goes down, right? You can kind of see something like this. This is kind of commitment. This is kind of showing market direction, right? So let's see where it's going. It's still no man's zone. Let's monitor that. Euro NZD. Let's see what happens. Going up there. Let's see how far away from that is. So we're like 200 pips away to the top, double top area. Let's see what kind of structure it creates here to say enter, or to sell or buy. Let's see what happens up here. That's what we're waiting on. That's the strategy from last week. Let's see, Euro USD. Let's see Euro USD, right? Euro USD. We can kind of see it's shown right here. Impulse 1, correction, continuation, correction. Let's see if it commits. But if I'm willing to bet, I would say to the downside. And I still want to enter this. I would rather have this go to the downside and then create another correction for me to be comfortable in saying, okay, that's a sell. The market flow direction is going to the downside. GBP AUD double top. I was hoping for this to create a better structure for me to enter, but instead what it did is a flag, right? So right now what I'm seeing here, it's a buy instead of a sell. So this flag right here, and plus the 3-touch structure I don't see. So the flag right here is actually showing me that it's gonna go to the upside, which I'm not really interested in buying, but I would rather just stay out of that right now. Yeah, just the structure right here. It just doesn't match up. GBPCAD. Hopefully, when it opens, it has a quick downside corrective area here, quick up, and then another correction. So kind of same thing as EURCAD. We'll see how this goes. I do feel like it will hit the top, but you can kind of see where this is flowing, right? So if it creates a correction, I'm willing to bet it's gonna go to the upside. GBP Swiss I can deal with. Other Swiss I don't really like. This one right here, it was mainly, I don't like how it's double touching the trend line, but it could possibly do something like that to the upside. But I'm willing to wait. Structure here kind of looks ugly, more for monitor purposes. Let's see GBP JPY. GBP JPY, it's kind of, so we did predict that this area value was going to come to the downside. I did not see this. So that's why we don't enter what we don't know, because what we don't know can go, different sides of the market. GBP, Kiwi, right? So when this happened here, I did see this buy, but I didn't see any commitment, and I've taken so many L's lately where I'm not even comfortable in certain pairs that I'm looking at. So let's invert this. What do we like here? I like the first leg, right? The first section. Very corrective. Got to the top part, and then I do kind of like the middle section, straight down, right? Straight down means it's not correcting for it to blow up. So I do like the straight down, right? And then this is where I didn't feel comfortable, because it kind of went up and then created a correction here, which threw me off, which is what threw me off. But you can kind of see a 1, 2, 3. But even this 1, 2, 3 is not really touching. So I'm glad I stay out of it. I don't want to break my own rules just for some desperate 4%. But it went through, so 145 pips is still a lot of pips. Other pairs I did look at, not really interested in it. I don't want to waste both of our times on it. I want to get this video on. Hope it gives people value. So let's see. This here, EURCAD. USD-CAD. USD-CAD. I do see this though. This does kind of look good. This right here, right? This right here does kind of look good. So the double top is what I will keep an eye out on. USD-CAD, the Swiss, USD, JPY. Yeah, so that just took a turn for USD JPY. Yeah, I'll just wait on that. Not anything good. All right, so this is our weekend market breakdown. We'll be focusing on a few, monitoring a few, but mainly right now I'm looking at is GBPCAD and EURCAD. AUDCAD, not so much. AUDNZD actually, I actually wasn't focusing on that, but now that I'm looking at it, it kind of made me interested in it. So 3 pairs, AUDCAD, no, not AUDCAD, AUDNZD, EURCAD, monitor Euro GBP, and then GBPCAD. So 3 pairs I would be focusing on. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole video. I hope this gives you value. I hope this, give you some sort of insight to the market. And if it did, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It can really help out the channel for future content. Peace out, as always.